Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online. William, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, we did it! Another year!
Another year of fucking Sentai?
Yep, another year, another Sentai completed, alright? Only 43 more seasons for us to go through.
Oh my god, no. No, I'm not going. Not even 42. What are you talking about? Wait, hold on. 43?
Yeah, 43. There's 45 seasons, and we've only done 2 seasons so far.
Okay. No, I mean, hold on. Because the thing is, I've done Jetman. Okay?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, you have not seen any Super.
I have seen. We've acknowledged that we've seen Jetman.
After every season, so you can start with a new, fresh, blank slate about the concept of Super Sentai, right?
Hold on. Did I sign up to this willingly?
Hey, look, you did sign because we wiped your memory of consenting to it, alright? It was in the contract.
I don't know, man. That sounds a little sketchy. I don't know if I trust that for...
I have it on writing and in blood, alright? Your blood, maybe yes, maybe no. Your name, definitely there, right? And your name is definitely spelled...
First off, why blood? Second of all, would it have been good if it was somebody else's? Or what? Why even that statement at all? This is horrifying. What have you done?
I don't know what you mean what I've done. Because the only thing I do is our weekly unnamed tokusatsu podcast series about Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. A weekly discusses where I also personally hear some knowledge about with legal documents. And during every time my friend William, that's you, a person who has never seen a single Super Sentai episode, as we discuss and watch the latest Super Sentai season, Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. And I just realized I never pulled up the Wikipedia page for this episode.
Nice.
So I need to quickly find out what the name of this episode is. Hey, this is episode 49. My World, Everyone's World.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
This is the weirdest way to end a Sentai season. I'm not gonna lie.
It feels so anticlimactic to everything else that they were doing. It's just like I don't understand why they ended it this way to begin with, because it felt like with everything with all the little snippets that we were getting in the background, right? About you know how it's like we get like fucking Dawn Brothers as an actual legit sequel to this season, right? And I was expecting some sort of lead up or some kind of explanation or something.
Yeah, right. How this one established Dawn Brothers, right? But it doesn't by the end of this.
Yeah, and it's just like I kind of figured like the whole thing with God being all like, oh, you know,
you would think like God would actually play a role in serving this up as a prelude, right?
Yeah, or you think he come in and be all like, oh, okay, so here's what I'm gonna establish. Here's what I'm gonna stop you, and of course no other team will be able to stop me. And then the cue in like the connection to Dawn Brothers or whatever after you do whatever the whole conflict. Right. Like you could have like they had this whole fight where he's just fighting against God and everything, right? But I half expected him to legitimately lose, and then have God to do this whole thing where he's like, okay, now things are gonna be done my way, and you guys can't do shit about it, and no one else can stop me. Blah ha ha. Again, cue Dawn Brothers, and then that's where you get the connection, or we see like how the actions of what they've done basically start pushing forward the events of Dawn Brothers or something. But we don't get any of that. Nope.
It's really weird what they're really trying to do with this season and how the story narrative, right? Because that's the thing we've been having our critique about this season, right? It's the story narrative and everything, right? Yeah, it's absolutely insane, right? Because we just really start this episode off with the world resetting, right? And also, I just realized whoever edited this episode forgot to unblur the sign. Holy shit.
Oh, did they?
Go to 119 real quick. Or 111.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, boy.
I
hope someone might get fired because of that.
Oh my god. No, yeah, and it's not even for. It's like for the whole scene that.
Yeah, right. Because I know normally they blur stuff out as for in the preview, but this one they just have the side blur for no reason, which is really funny. It's just funny how there's just like a blur outside here for no reason. It makes no sense for it to be blurred out.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an editing goof right there.
Right. That's very hilarious.
Right, but anyway, so like the world's reset. Kaito's
yeah,
like
it's actually straight up reset, where where everyone lost their memory except for Kaito. Right?
Like, for some reason, like, they don't even bother going through this whole thing of, like, oh, why does he remember, or, like, why is he remembering these things, or think he did this.
Yeah, right? Like, you would think this would be a bigger mystery, like, why Kaito remembers this, but no. They really just go by it real quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he just goes through it, like, he legit just has, like, a Sentai gear in his hand for some fucking reason, and then he just kind of figures things out, and then I'm like, alright, sure, alright. We can just have that pop in your hand and then I guess move things forward. So then there's like that's when Kaito's like, I was like, oh, where's Yurin and the others? All the other.
Yeah, hey, where are all those robot people that integrated to our society for an entire year gone, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Well, where's our economic collapse? Right? Where's the point where Roblox dollars is worth more than real life currency, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing that's happening right now, right? It turns out should have put all my money to Roblox, Bucks. God, what a god awful name. I hate that. I hate it so much. I hate the youth of today.
You hate the youth of today.
Right? It is the children Roblox who are wrong, it turns out.
It wasn't even Roblox who's done any of that though. Right? I mean, no, hold on. Fuck, no, I forgot where I was going for with this shit. Yeah. Nah, I legit, I had a point, but I forgot, and I'm done with this now.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, where are we going for this?
Oh yeah, hey, Kaito finds a gear, and then turns out nobody remembers anything about the last year, right? Yeah, nobody knows what's going on in this universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's pretty much clueless for the most part, or back to normal, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you get Kaito, who's like, wait, how does he start talking to God? He just yells at him, right?
Yeah, he just yells at God. Once again, this goes back to how I said how I don't like this episode, how it's done, right? So Kaito freaks out, like, nobody remembers anything over the last year, right? So he starts calling for God, right? And then we get transferred to this, once again, a fifth dimensional plane of existence, right? Right? Our favorite place to be at,
Yeah, the total white nothingness that is
the void. And look, if there's any place I could be on Earth, it would be the fifth dimensional plane of existence, alright? That's my number one vacation spot.
I mean, it's a classic vacation spot. Everyone goes there for a reason.
Hey, look, we need more tourism for the fifth dimensional plane of existence, okay? Right? We need to start a campaign for people to visit the fifth dimensional plane, okay?
Sure.
Oh yeah, it just leaked nowhere. This was going nowhere. I just want to talk about the fifth dimensional plane.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
I'm just a big fan of the fifth dimensional plane of existence. All right.
That's kind of how this feels, where they were just like the director is a big fan of the void and then of nothingness, and then that's why he's put it in here. But yeah, I mean, they had this whole conversation where he's just like, oh, well, apparently I'm the god of I can only make and unmake worlds. That's all I can do. And then I didn't want all these worlds lying around, so I let the touch.
All right. So here's the thing about this god, right? Do you think this is God or God, right?
That depends on what you mean by that. But if you mean by God, like the one God.
Do you think this is the God of this universe, or like the actual fuck, what's the name of the Marvel character, the Stanley God character, one above all, the all-in-one, or what the fuck, was it? The fuck, what was it called? The one above all? Is that what that character's name is? Oh yeah, the one above all, right?
I guess.
Right?
Do you think this is like the? Too well.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. No. The one above all in Marvel is like the actual god of the multiverse.
Oh, like
because you know how there's Odin and Jesus.
Oh, so he's like a legit. I've done any and everything.
Yes, he's the actual Alpha Omega of the universe.
Okay.
Of the Marvel universe.
Okay, so if we're talking about like that, whether I think this guy is the Alpha and Omega, I do not think so at all.
Yeah.
Because this is like he's done a whole bunch of stuff like where it just becomes clear like because he needs to do things in a convoluted way to like get everybody to separate and everything, and the fact that he can't just snap his fingers and just teleport people just shows that he's not the end, the beginning or the end, you know.
Right. Yeah, because in Sentai, hey, boy, I want to let you know, God is a recurring character to appear in Sentai. Okay.
Wait. Do we mean like God? Like the A and O or the non-God guy?
Hey, there's a lot of people that says they're God in Sentai, okay? But we don't know if they're actually God, right?
Wait, so how do we? Okay. Sure. All right. Why not? But yeah,
well, this is another incarnation of God in Sentai, okay? Oh boy, Trick is gonna be really confused by this image. I hope he never asks us about it. Like, there's just straight up a Christian God in Sentai.
Wait. Is he a legit character that interacts with the team and everything or something?
Yeah.
Or is he just like a God character?
No, he's an actual character that appeared.
Wait, does he drive the plot forward and shit?
No, he just shows up one episode and that's it.
Oh wait, that's it? What? What's the point of him?
He's just there for God, right?
He's just there to be God for a gag or for a little plot.
Oh, yeah, and then there's also God who's just a straight up like always our favorite an Asian woman. Oh, you know this God because you've seen this episode.
Oh yeah, I remember. I've seen this episode where she's talking to Guy, and then Guy's also like, "Hey, Lamau, I guess also bad."
Right, because here's the thing in Sentai, because I believe in Sentai, we have never established an actual AO god, right? That's how I'm just gonna refer to the Alpha Omega, right? We have established God, right? Character who says that they're God, right? But I think, as far as I know, in Sentai, there has been no actual AO god, right? In Sentai, like we have a bunch of people that says, "Hey, yo, what's up? I'm God," right? And we're like, okay. Right?
Yeah.
But there's been like no actual AO god that has appeared, right?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, at least this one isn't it, you know, because otherwise it's just not the greatest of gods, I suppose.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they had that whole fight, right?
Yeah, boy. So here's the. Yeah, so then Kaito fights. It turns out AO gods takes out of every form for AO god that takes. Or Zenkaiger god. God damn it, I hate talking about it. God, we would say the word gods. Now my brain's a mess. It's confused with God. Right, hey, look, I think after this I need to go. I need to go pray to God to get myself straight. All right.
Just to ground yourself, you're gonna create a God that like only you know the exact weight to, so you can know you're in reality or not.
Yeah, that's right. Look. After I'm gonna go visit a priest and be like, "Hey, yo, priest, Father, I have said I have been talking about other gods, right?"
Yeah.
Right? So this goes back to one of my biggest problems with Sentai with this fucking God character that shows up, right? Right? Hey, look, so he takes on the form of Kaito, right? I assume it's all just budget restrict because they didn't want to fucking find an actor or some shit to be God or some shit, right? It's just easier, right? And God is like, there's always an appearance of something that you know, right? Because that's like one of the thing that God does, right? He takes on the form of something you know, right? Like you see God as who you wanted to see, right? But here's the thing, even though I don't like this, I will give credit to the Kaito's actor, right, for this entire scene, right? Especially when he's in the real world, right? Right? Not when he's talking to himself, right? When he's in, like, the candy shop, right? And he has to do that whole conversation, right? Like, I'll give credit to, like, this is actually a really good act-out scene, right? Because we have to see him act like, oh, like a like, ooh, I'm some snidey little mysterious guy, right? And then we have to have Kaito with his childhood innocence, right? And he's just doing all this in front of his family, right? Who's looking like he's...
that bit was really fun just to see him do that. And, you know, again, props to the actor who can, who can do it like...
Yeah, who's switching on this, like, with the same scene, with no different alternate takes, right?
Yeah, it's just straight, just the same...
I mean, I guess you could say it's a one-shot, right? Right, quote-unquote.
A one-shot? I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah, of the actor. I'll give credit to Kaito's acting for that, yeah. Yeah, so God's like, hey, look, I rewrote the universe or some shit, you know? Right? Yeah, right, and Kaito's like, hey, I don't like that. Right, and then, boy, hey, I'll be real, I kind of zoned out within his whole God speech. I realized, this guy's just a fucking disappointing villain for me to accept, right? To the point where I legitimately didn't care about what the fuck he was talking about, right?
I mean, yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to remember where I'm at right now. Sorry.
I'm like when like the first 6 minutes of this the first.
Still, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, but so having that whole conversation with himself, right? Which is
when God is doing his reasoning or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, which is pretty dumb in of itself. It's just basically like, hey, I'm lazy and I didn't want to clean up, but then now I feel kind of bad, but now I'm still want to clean up, so I'm doing it myself now. And that's basically it. And then Kaito and him start to have a fight. It's like, hey, if you win against me, then we can go ahead and do it. And so he's literally having a fist fight with God of all people, which is alright. I mean, which is, like, fine and all, because it's just fighting against himself, right? But, otherwise, it's just kind of like, sure, they're fighting now? And then it's just like, you get Kaito basically doing, like, oh, I'm gonna take on all the forms of my friends and, use and fight as them in order to...
Yeah, boy, which once again... biggest cop out of this, right? It's not even like because the way that this made this episode theme from the previous episode, they thought that everyone was gonna team up to fight God, right? Like I would have been if that was the case, I would have been 100% more with this episode. But no, it's just Kaito's memory of his friend.
It's Kaito pretending to be everyone else, and then remembering them as strong.
Less impactful, right? Right? Yeah, like I understand the argument, like, oh no, this my friends are my power argument, right? But I was like, yeah, okay. Like, yeah.
It's fine and all, but it's just here it's just kind of like, okay, all right, this doesn't feel quite so rewarding. If it would have been a lot better if they were actually there. But
right.
And then literally it's just like God's just like, hey, are you sure you want to fight for eternity in your mind? And then he's like, all right, you know what? One final match, rock paper scissors.
Oh yeah, also that's the best part, right? It's especially this is taking part in his head, right? Right, I kept forgetting about that, right? So that means like, what do you think Kaito's outside body was doing this entire time, right?
Punching himself and just.
Do you think he was having a spasm or something?
No, like I wouldn't even believe spasms, because since he's acting out the full range of motions and everything, I would imagine that he's actually like taking the punches and kicks and shit to himself, And whenever he's falling on the floor, falling over like the counters and shit, and making a mess.
Alright, his family's just there watching him this entire time.
Yeah, pretty much, and they can't do anything about it.
Should we do something? Should we call the police? I mean, not call the police. Should we call the ambulance about this or something?
I mean, you know what? Maybe they were just so entertained by this because they normally
they were so entertained with their son having a seizure, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like maybe they took it as scientific fact or like or a scientific project. I mean, where they're trying to say, oh, a god's research from a parallel universe. How does this affecting our sun? And it's like, oh, there he goes. He's got a concussion. Oh, he's bleeding. Oh, his skull is cracked open. Ah, I see. The natural consequences of parallel universes. You know, could be like that. That was a whole lot. I just realized. That was a whole lot I just said.
Right, it's just real funny as well.
Oh my god, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So he apparently decides to just like wage the fate of the world on a game of rock paper scissors, which he miraculously won by the end of things. And I guess God's just okay with it, and so he's like, hey, here's the machine. You can just go ahead and shoot it. It's just invisible, so it's there. Just go ahead and shoot it. You'll be fine.
Right.
And yeah, and like.
I'm also disappointed. Right, so I understand that they could have had two Zenkaiger suits fighting at the exact same time, right? Because it would have been confusing for the kids, right? Right, obviously, right? It's always as look. I'm just mad. It was really sad that there was like no other suit they could have had Kaito take the appearance of, right? No, it's not like they had like a red repainted suit. Right?
Yeah. Oh god, and that never came back, did it?
Yeah, boy. That was my biggest disappointment. Out that we never that. Hey, look. Here's the thing, right? I wish God was just Zenkai Red, right? It turns out.
No, oh my god.
Right, that would have been a great way to make it a narrative end, right? I guess. Right, because the main motif of that character, right, was like he didn't know who he was or some shit, right? Right? Like, it would have been funny if it just turns out he was just God, he went on a journey to discover something, and it turns out, I was actually God this entire time? I mean, look, if you think about it, that's still a better reason than fucking this God in this
I mean, I guess, but either way, I mean, like, the thing is, the one we got is just, like, it's very horrible reasoning, and it's just very flimsy to begin with, just to give this kind of big... this big ending, I guess.
Yeah, this big endgame boss, right? Like, it
doesn't even feel like good.
Like, it doesn't feel deserved within this show for them to just straight up introduce God, right? Like, that's the thing we've been saying, like, these last 3 recordings, right, about God, right? It's like, we would have accepted God more if God was actually introduced within the show as an actual character or, like, an actual threat, right? Right, it was like a Cure Major, right? How they kept talking about the big bad of Emperor, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Right, like they kept talking about it. We're like, okay, where's this Emperor, right? And they kept hinting and teasing at him, right? Until his big reveal, right? Right, and then we accepted it. We're like, oh yeah, that's fine, that works, right? But this God character just doesn't show up until the end, and we have to accept it.
Yeah, and then his involvement at best is just very odd, and you think it goes one way, but then it goes a completely different direction that just feels neither satisfying nor rewarding for what he's actually done or contributed to the series. Because at the very least, he does actively participate, but the fact is, like, he does all this stuff, and then we find out it's for such a flimsy reason, and then it's given up just as quickly. Just makes it feel worthless and just like pointless. It's just like this isn't a conflict at all. It's just whatever. It's just here to take up time.
Yeah. Like, this entire just feels like fluff to me. This doesn't feel like an ending episode.
Yeah, it just feels like an unnecessary filler to the finale that we've already had previously.
Like, this doesn't even feel like a satisfying epilogue, right? Because this is supposed to be the quote-unquote epilogue of the show and everything, right? Even it doesn't feel good. Like, this is like one of the worst fights they have in this season, right? Because it's not really Kaito fighting God. I mean, it's not the Zenkaiger fighting God, right?
It's not like it's just technically himself, I guess, and it's just done in with, I guess, very little in terms of interacting, I guess. So it's just whatever.
Right? Yeah.
It's just whatever. And then.
There's also a shot I didn't really like in this episode was when all of them rush to punch God, right? And we see like this big group shot, right? But in the end, we only see Kaito's hand. I would have liked it better if in like the 3 seconds before Kaito's hand right? If they wanted to make out the argument, my friends or my power bullshit, right? They should have done, right, before Kaito's punch flashes, right? We see like a flash, like not a flash, but like an overlay of everyone's
all the
hand
other
over
characters
Kaito's
over
fist.
his, showing that their strength is behind his and everything.
Yeah,
like
right.
That.
Like even though even though Kaito's like, even though my friends aren't with me, right? They're still right. The obligatory. My friends are my power quote bullshit, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
I would have liked it better. Like that's a good group shot, right? But it feels so empty but if you're gonna show a big group shot like that, and then you cut to a shot of just one fist, you're like, oh, well, what's the fucking point of that?
Yeah, it feels like nobody else has contributed to anything, and it's just their purpose in being there was just completely useless.
Right, yeah, like you said, like if they just added like a group, like before the final punch with Kaito, right? They just had the flash of everyone's hand, as an overlay over his hand, right?
Yeah.
I would have completely accepted this final punch against God of
that
friendship.
Would have been fine, but yeah, it's just like either it could they could have done a lot of things. Personally, I would have felt it would have been a lot better if it was just like the whole God thing was like the conflict is where they lose and it's a setup for like the next season, and then the whole epilogue is just like the next character and the influences of Zenkaiger of the world over. But hey. We got what we got, I guess.
Right. Yeah. So then then they decide the ultimate fight for the universe. Rock, paper, scissors. Right?
Yeah. Again, it's just like, it's so flimsy, and it's just like there's very little in terms of just like really putting yourself into like, okay, like literally rock, paper, scissors really just lower the stakes into just making it feel like, oh god, there's no tension. It just feels ridiculous that you would just place the fate of the world on rock, paper, scissors. Like if it was a matter of like if you wanted to use it like where it's just like, oh, what if it was just God who just like made this decision and Kaito, being the reckless guy that he is, chose to accept it because it was the only game that he was willing to offer and then won regardless of it, would have been fine. But you get Kaito basically doing it, and then God's like, oh yeah, okay, I could just easily win this, and he really could have just easily won this, but I don't know. I guess he just decided not to.
Yeah. Yeah, so it turns out God just sucks at rock, paper, scissors in the end, right?
Yeah, honestly, and I guess he really just lost to rock, paper, scissors and just...
Yeah, and he accepted it. He was like, damn, you got me. You got me, damn.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to lose at rock, paper, scissors like that, right?
Yeah. And then, he's just like, well, whatever. I guess I lose. And then, and then I guess through Kaito's intervention, he's like he's friends of Kaito, and then he's just like, oh, I'll be more understanding of people and the worlds I make in the future, for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then there's like, okay, well here I'm gonna tell you about where the fucking the Toji Gear engine is, so you can feel all the worlds and shit. It's over on the Sky Needle where I placed it in the last episode. It's just invisible now,
Yeah.
So Kaito runs off, and apparently he still has the Zenkaiger gun, right?
Right, because this is like he got rid of everything within this universe. He got rid of the influence of the whatchamacallit. So it makes no sense for just have the Zenkaiger gun again, right?
Yeah, but it's like I guess for explanation, God could have given it to him, but you could have just given us a scene of him like, oh, here, take this, so you can do that. But anyway, so he destroys it. And then Kaito's like, well, I guess everything's fine. But then from out of a portal, like, I guess literally Zirin and company just drop out and then fucking fall on top of Kaito. And then, they do that whole thing where Kaito's like, he's like, oh, Zirin, and then Gaun, and then, basically everyone responds in kind.
Yeah, everyone's back, I guess,
Yeah. I was like, I guess I care enough. I guess I feel something for this, right? And then, he's just like, hey, guys, it's, nice to be back. Even Zox comes back for some fucking reason.
Right. Yeah, because Kaito and Zox were such good friends, right?
I mean, yeah, at least for that, like there is like some context for their friendship and everything. But I'm just like, they just kind of come out of like they come out of nowhere, like, hey, everything's okay now, everything's cool. And then everyone gets up and starts celebrating the fact that they've defeated like God and everything's
kind of like, hey, look, I just casually beat God, what a zany adventure, right?
Yeah, and then we get a pan up, and then then we cut to like the next scene, where it's 3 months 3 months after everything's become better, you know. You get like apparently the whole world is going through interdimensional diplomacy, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
Boy, hey, what like I said, it's a very progressive world, right? Right, like
yeah.
It's straight up like, hey, look, the parallel dimensions are now entering this Earth. Oh fuck, right?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. No, yeah. Right? It's like what a really, like I said, we're thinking about how funny this like how what a progressive planet they are, or progressive universe they are, right? But it's just a sudden, hey, by the way, here's a bunch of invaders from alternate universe visiting, right? It's not like we currently have a population problem, you know, right? And then we're gonna start accepting all these people from different dimensions coming by with their unknown diseases, by the way, right? Who knows what disease they might arrive with to our world, right? And we're just gonna accept it like that, you know? Right? It's absolutely insane how quickly everyone just accepts this. Also, boy, I think there is a Dawn Brother fucking reference in this episode.
You mean aside from the ending where they just hand the baton
off?
No,
yeah, right. So there's a scene where after the world we see this guy. Okay, so I'm really just stretching it. I'm trying to find like a fucking argument for the Dawn Brothers. So we see like this on the television screen, right? There's a guy doing the interworld exchange growing, right? All right. I want he's the guy that's doing the history has like a Japanese samurai haircut, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That weird haircut. And
is this a Dawn Brother reference? Because Dawn Brother is based on Japanese history, right?
Wait, that's a stretch, right? I mean, if it feels like a guy from the official listing of the next season, then I give it to you. But if you're not telling me that, then that feels like a very big stretch to begin with.
Yeah, that is a very big stretch. Boy, hey, did you ever freeze frame as to when they're showing up all the parallel dimensions? Right? Did you pause at those people? Right? Because at first I thought it was just the Kikinos, but then I realized, oh no, there's just straight up other people from other universe that exist that are in this now.
Oh, you're talking about like from in the marketplace when there are people traveling forward, you see people with boxes for heads and different costumes and shit like that.
Did you see the guy that's just straight up a gorilla?
Where?
Go to 1421. Holy shit! I didn't notice this the first time I watched this episode.
Oh shit! He really is a full-ass gorilla. Yo, what the fuck?
Oh, hey, don't tell this guy what happened to Harambe.
Oh my god, what if they're all of a sudden from Harambe?
Oh, what is this, a parallel dimension where Harambe is their actual god and they came to this universe to look for their god?
Oh Jesus, oh god, and then he's like, oh, nobody tell them, Royce, we have an interplanetary religious war. We're gonna get a crusade of parallel universes.
Have a crusade, right? What was this a world, right? What was this a world that's descended from Harambe? And they know that, and they found out there's a Harambe in our universe. They're like, oh, he is our god. He is the reincarnation of our Harambe, right?
And
then they come in, they're like, hey, where's Harambe? Where's our god Harambe?
Jesus, dude. Fucking wild as shit.
God, yeah, by the way, yeah, I don't understand these fucking characters. Like, I understand the gorilla and the box head people. What the fuck are those two guys? They're just straight up people wearing CDs.
I don't know, there's CD world where apparently they just CDs all the rage, is all the fashion.
Oh boy, there's a world where they never lost to digital streaming.
They never lost to digital
This isn't a world where digital streaming doesn't exist.
Oh my god.
Jesus. This is the world where everyone has CDs only. Boy, hey, those faces on the cardboard people are actually scary now that I look at it. Did you pause and look at their faces?
Where is it? What's the time?
Go to it's like 2 seconds later, right? This thing is actually horrifying. I'm gonna fucking screen cap this face. Holy shit, this face is horrifying. I didn't realize how horrifying this face, because I see they just did all this shit within the last 10 minutes, right? Before they production. But this face is horrifying. That's an actual horror face.
Yeah, I know. They're not the best. I wonder how they even. Oh, I don't even want to think about how they eat or talk. You think they wonder at the fact that they're carrying other boxes, like those are other people's heads? You think they ever have to acknowledge that fact?
Do you think they're delivering their people's limbs?
No, like not even limbs. It's their heads, because like the thing is, it's like, well, you think for them, it's like for us, it's just like it's an empty skull that we just put stuff in, and then we just deliver to other people, and they just don't make mention of it because they're afraid that we're gonna do the same to them. Like they think it was just like an evolutionary override where all humans and box people had to fight against each other, and only humanity won through some desperate war. You think they're just too afraid to ask that and just be like, "Hey, what? This is offensive to us." It's like, no, we can't say anything. They'll kill us next.
Jeez. Also, there's just straight up a guy with a magnet on his head in this scene as well. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh, this guy's from Magnet World.
But yeah, everything is hunky dory. Stacy comes by for like a snack at like a colorful.
Yeah. Hey, look, Stacy got over his abusive dad's relationship, so he's fine now, right?
Yeah, and he's friends with everybody now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. Also, hey, I didn't realize, but if you actually pay attention, you can actually see that he actually crossed off the Toji Tendo thing on his shirt.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like if you watch the scene, like they do a back shot, right? And I didn't realize it, but there's actually see the back.
Yeah, I see it. No, I see it. Yeah, I see.
Wow, that's actually that's way more credit I would give to Toei for attention to detail than I would have thought, right? Like that's actually good on Toei for they realize, hey, look, he has no reason to wear the crest of a war crime, right, anymore, right? Right? He's that type of guy who would distance himself from a world leader as they make a horrible decision to invade other planets, you know, right? Right? Hey, look, it's just like, why didn't they just sanction the Toji Tendo Empire this entire time? Maybe this plot would have needed to happen of them having to defeat the Toji Tendo Empire, and they just sanction him, you know, right? Just sanction Bokuwas. Was it Bokuwas? Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
just hit Bokuwas with the sanction, you know? Take away his Taekwondo black belt, right? That would have gotten Bokuwas, alright?
Jeez, I forgot that was a thing, too.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, everyone's, friends with Stacy, and, he casually comes over, and apparently everyone wants him to be a leader in the other world, though he's like, I don't want to.
Yeah, hey, look, they're like, hey, look, we don't have, look, maybe we should just, actually, yeah. Yeah, but hey, it's a good thing to see that the Toji Tendo, what were they called? The Kudites? Were they called the Kudites?
The Kikanoids?
No, not the
Kudaks? The Kudaks?
Yeah, correct. They're trying to integrate into society now after years of working, doing war crimes, right? Like, all they known in their lives was pillaging, right, and destruction. But now they're like, hey, look, we found something that's way more meaningful to us, education, you know. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, it turns out the biggest thing you can learn from war was learning. All right. The biggest takeaway from war was learning. Okay.
Jesus, what a fucking quote. But yeah, fucking after Stacy reassures everybody in Kikaitopia, it's like, hey, we're gonna.
By the way, did you know that they just relegate all the Kikanoids to the slums?
For the most part, yeah. This because it's like in a dirty dank factory or some shit like that, you know. And then that's where they're having a party.
When I watched this, they just fucking made all the Kikanoids.
Not a great place for a party, yeah. Not at all.
It's like that's a, hey, look, here's a bunch of fucking person. Just make them live in the fucking slums. It's like the funniest thing to me. I didn't realize that was the first thing I noticed when I was watching. It's like, this is just straight up the slums they're living in. This is a straight up Final Fantasy VII moment for me right now.
Oh Jesus, you mean like when you like after the whole the first mission, you go back and you see like fucking how everybody else is living.
You see the wealth gap basically.
Yeah, like there was they lived in a junkyard or something, right?
Yeah, I just realized that now. How fucking insane to see this that I'm watching. Like, why would you have a party here, right? Like, the only reason when you ever have like this party or like this society here is that they have to live here. Like, nobody's gonna be like if you and me would like have a plan a party, right? We're not gonna be like, hey, you wanna have at the old broken down factory full of rust and sharp nails, right? Right? Like, no one would ever actively say that, right? Like, the only reason you would ever have a party in the broken down at the broken down factory with full of rusty nails and broken glass on the floor, right? Is that, oh yeah, that's right, we live here. We can't go anywhere else to have this party, right? It just occurred to me how funny I realized how they just relegated all the Kikaidois to live in pretty much like the worst possible place.
God, dude, yeah.
Right, because you see people having like laundry set up and everything, you know, right? That means that has to be an actual society that an actual society that lives in this factory area, which is depressing if you think about it.
Yeah, because then they just have to live in the squalor, and they all think it's normal, you know, considering all the years of tyrannical abuse they've went through.
Right.
But anyway, after Stacy's horrified by the wealth gap of his world.
Yeah, of his people, right?
We cut back to fucking Colorful, where finally now Katana and Ricky are actually human.
At least they remembered to put these two back into their real human bodies.
Yeah, and then they finally get to interact with people, and everyone's like, "Hey, look at that! Look, you see, it's all happy and everything." And then you can even change back so they can still fuse with fucking Zox whenever he's.
Yeah, then Zox is. Yeah. Also, hey, did you notice this is the only? This is like the second time they used gear this episode. They use a Sentai gear.
What do you mean?
I don't think Kaito even use a gear to. Yeah, this is like the only second instant of someone using a gear in this episode.
Oh, in this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, I mean, he had the time when he changed back, and then the second time here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to have them change and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the two brothers can still transform into stupid SD Gundam, right? They can still transform into their cursed form if they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, look. At some point, you're gonna realize, hey, look, we're gonna be cursed to be stupid little SD Gundams, robots. We're just gonna get used to it, you know, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But after that celebration, you get this comment from Kaito, who's like, "Oh, at least everyone's having fun." And then, you know, Yatsude notices. And then it comes to the end credits. And during the end credits, you have this whole thing where he's talking with his parents. And they're like, hey, you know, you can go ahead and do whatever you want now. Everything's fine.
You can travel the multiverse if you want, you know, right? Like, once again, this just keeps reminding me about how they're trying to set this shit up, right? Like, this is prime setup for Dawn Brothers right now, right?
Yeah, like, it feels like...
This is what I thought this was what it was leading to. When his dad was like, do whatever you want. You don't have to restrict yourself to living in Zenkaiger world, wherever the fuck, right?
Right.
Right. We literally see Kaito getting all ready to leave, right? But then then it turns out the Kikaido was like, hey, let's go along with you, or wherever the fuck, right? So I guess, okay, right? Cause here's the thing, William, right? So I don't know how much we I don't remember, right? Cause in Dawn Brothers, they only confirmed that Kaito's returning. Kaito and maybe Juren. I'm not sure how they confirmed Juren. But we do know that Kaito is straight up returning, okay? And boy, do I want to talk about it now, or do I want to save it when we talk about Dawn Brothers?
I think we should save it for Dawn Brothers, honestly.
Okay, well, keep this in the back head of your mind. Which Kaito is in the Dawn Brothers world?
Wait, what? What?
That's right. Just keep this in the back of your mind while you're watching Dawn Brothers, right?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah, right. Yeah. So everyone decides to travel to the multiverse or some shit, and there we go. And that's the end of this, and that's our big, and that's our big takeaway, you know, at the end.
Yeah, a bit of a whimper at the end of things, you know. It's not the most exciting of things, and even then, it feels like they're supposed to be setting something up when, in fact, they just kind of don't, even by the end of it, because it doesn't feel like it. It just feels like it feels like an ending to the series, which is appropriate, but knowing that there's a sequel, it feels like you're missing something out, you know.
Yeah, right.
And it's just like, Well, this is the ending we got, I guess, and we gotta live with that too. But I mean, otherwise it's just like it's a whatever episode. It's not the greatest of endings. It's not the worst. I'll give you that. But like, I really wish they would have done better with this.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest thing how we have with our problem with Zenkaiger is how there's like so much potential, but it never ends up reaching that potential, right?
Yeah, because a lot of it is just that they're just shit posting, and then you just cut.
Mm-hmm,
When
right?
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with shit posting, but the problem is if you're gonna establish something as shit posting, keep to it. Don't suddenly switch to
that. Is either that or spend enough time on the plot elements of drama that you want to have later down the line and properly flesh them out and have so that the impact is very well felt and make it so that things don't feel like last minute additions like they feel like they really are in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like with his father and everything, and they had this whole thing where like, oh well, there's this whole family thing which is kind of tossed to the wayside and it's treated with very little importance, even though it's a big thing for Kaito as a character to begin with. And the fact that his parents is like, they all end up getting lost, and then it affected how he grew up, and it's not even acknowledged or talked about. It's a lot. It's a lot of things, is what I'm saying. And I can go on for quite a while.
Yeah, hey, we'll say that for the series review when we deal with that.
Yeah,
because there's not really much I don't want to really say at this point, but I'm just gonna say because I'm just gonna put all like the main problem with this right in the series review, right? But yeah, like I don't like this is such a fucking lackluster episode for me, honestly, right? Like if I didn't know that Dawn Brothers was coming out, I would have expected this as an ending, right? Alright, cool. Is this gonna end with Kaito's going on a new journey, right? But the fact that they straight up said in advertisement, hey, Dawn Brothers, Zenkaiger 2 Zen, 2 Kaiger, right? Right?
Yeah.
I is the reason I don't like it. Also, I just don't like the God character, right? It's such a god awful waste of a fucking character to be in this show, right?
Yeah, it's just he doesn't really serve any purpose, and it's just like it doesn't matter in the end of things. So
yeah. And also, God just straight up really sucks at rock, paper, scissors in the end. Alright, I think that's all I want to say. Anything else you want to say?
Nah, I'm good. We'll save it for like the review.
Alright, that's it. Alright, coronavirus is still a thing. Wear a mask, wash your hands, get your shots. The booster's the thing now. Kate, thanks, bye.